The controversy began when Donald Trump took to his social media platform to claim that Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show was yanked from the network's lineup, not due to any political disagreement or free speech issues, but because of bad ratings. This statement immediately ignited a firestorm of commentary, as it directly countered a narrative that the move was potentially politically motivated, given Kimmel's frequent public criticisms of Trump and his administration. Trump's framing of the event as a simple business decision, a show failing in the marketplace, serves to dismiss the concerns of those who view the situation through the lens of free expression and potential political censorship. His claim implicitly argues that networks as private entities are justified in making programming choices based solely on viewership and commercial viability, regardless of the political leanings of the content. Analysis. The core of this issue lies in the collision of two powerful narratives: the marketplace-driven logic of ratings and the political principle of free speech. Trump's assertion that bad ratings were the sole cause effectively depoliticizes the event, reducing it to a straightforward economic transaction. This perspective is a hallmark of his business-centric rhetoric, where success and failure are measured by quantifiable metrics like viewership and profitability. By focusing on ratings, Trump strategically shifts the conversation away from any potential political pressure or ideological clash. This approach allows him to portray himself as a pragmatist concerned with commercial success, rather than as a figure who might be seen as suppressing dissent. Conversely, those concerned with free speech see the situation differently. They argue that in an increasingly polarized media landscape, public figures and networks face immense pressure from political factions. In this view, a show's cancellation, especially one known for its political commentary, could be a consequence of a network trying to avoid backlash from a large and influential audience, advertisers, or political figures. The debate, therefore, is not simply about whether the show was popular, but about whether the climate of political pressure has become so pervasive that it influences business decisions in a way that chills free expression. Reasons and consequences. The reasons for a network's decision to cancel a show are complex and rarely singular. While ratings undoubtedly play a crucial role, they are often intertwined with other factors, including the show's production costs, its appeal to advertisers, and the network's broader strategy. Trump's claim simplifies this reality, offering a clear and easy-to-understand reason that resonates with his base. The primary consequence of this simplification is the deepening of political polarization. By framing the issue as a ratings failure, he encourages his supporters to view the network's decision as a validation of their own media preferences and a rejection of opposing political viewpoints. Furthermore, this narrative erodes trust in traditional media. It suggests that a show's failure is not just a commercial matter, but a moral one, reinforcing the idea that any media outlet or personality that criticizes a political figure is inherently unwatchable. This has a long-term consequence of making it more difficult for the public to discern between genuine journalistic or artistic critique and commercially driven entertainment. It also weaponizes the concept of ratings as a tool to delegitimize content that is politically inconvenient. Prediction and solutions. Looking ahead, this specific narrative is likely to persist and be applied to future media events. The ratings argument is a potent and easily digestible talking point that bypasses complex discussions about media consolidation, corporate influence, and the subtleties of free speech. We can predict that whenever a media personality who is critical of a political figure faces professional setbacks, the bad ratings explanation will be deployed as a quick and effective counter-argument. This will continue to contribute to a fragmented media ecosystem where each political side consumes content that validates its own worldview and dismisses all others as commercially or morally bankrupt. To counteract this trend, several solutions are necessary. First, media outlets themselves must be more transparent about the reasons for their programming decisions, providing clear, data-driven explanations that go beyond vague statements. This could help restore some public trust and make it harder for political figures to impose their own narratives. Second, there needs to be a broader push for media literacy education. teaching the public to critically evaluate the sources of their information and understand the complex interplay of politics, economics, and media. Finally, a more nuanced public discourse that acknowledges the legitimacy of both free expression concerns and business realities is essential. Instead of a binary choice between free speech and ratings, the conversation must evolve to recognize how these forces constantly influence and challenge each other.